morning. I'm very, very glad to welcome you for our first program point at our virtual press trip today. Before we get started, just some technical information. The chat is open, so you can always ask questions. We will have a Q&A session at the end, and we'll answer all your questions. If we don't have enough time to answer them right away, they will certainly be answered in a written form after the event. But now, let's get started and let's go together to Kaunertal.
A warm welcome from the Kaunertal Valley. My name is Elena Protopopov from the Tirol Tourist Board. Right now we are located at the Nature Park House Kaunertal at 1,560 meters above sea level. I would like to introduce you Michaela Markgasser. She's the Managing Director of the Tourist Board of the Kaunertal. Behind me you can see the beautiful backdrop of all the mountains. Michaela, a lot of tourists are attracted to the Kaunertal Valley as it is characteristics for so many reasons, for its sustainability and also for its uniqueness, which is also reflected by the EU-wide project CLAR. Could you tell me more about the project? What is the mission?
Yeah, we are very proud. Welcome to Kaunertal, that we are here now. And we are very proud that we are this year nominated as a CLAR region, which means Clean Alpine Region. And this is a certificate just for our trying to be more sustainable for our projects that we have to build on. And so we want to adapt on the climate change. This is the one reason we try to work harder. It's the adaptation, and the other one is trying to reduce the CO2 emissions. And so we are now certified as the Clean Alpine Region. This is really, really great.
Sounds really good, Michaela. And what measures have already been realized until so far?
So until so far, we have now a project for our renters. It's called Get Free of the Oil. Mm-hmm. So it's because of the heating. So we try to help them to get an alternative way of the heating in the house. The second part is that we wrote a book. It's a tour guide which is connected to the climate change. So if you try to find a new hiking trail, it brings you to the climate change reasons and tries to connect that, and and also the weather conditions are connected so that you find the perfect hiking trail, for example, on a very, very hot day. And the third thing is something new. We found a partner here. It's a taxi driver, and we will have the first e-shuttle, which brings you from the Kaunertal each day to the Nature Park House and back in the afternoon. So it's totally emission-free.
Sounds really comfortable. You also have another project called CLAR. It's the Kaunertal Nature Park and the Glacier region, also including the surrounding communities. Could you tell me more about that project?
Yeah, this is just a connection to our nature park. We are proud that we have it here. It's the whole landscape is under protection. And this year we got an enlargement of this protected area. It's the first big official enlargement for the last 30 years. So the whole mountain landscape is now protected, and we as a region, we as Kaunertal are a part of it, and now can offer our guests and also our inhabitants a protected area which we are able to be part of.
Really important to be protected, and safety is your top priority. But not only sustainability is very important here, barrier-free holidays are also a priority here, which will show the video in the following. Beautiful impressions and emotional as well. Michaela, why is the Kaunertal Valley committed to barrier-free?
Yeah, that's because one of our hoteliers was a visionary, and 20 years ago he decided, because of a familiar reason, to be the first barrier-free hotel. And it was hard for him for just at the beginning, but it growed up. And now we have, as you see in this video, it grew in a very emotional way. And now the glacier takes part of this barrier-free offer. So you can go mono skiing. We have skiing instructors. We are who are instructed for barrier-free people. And there are many more renters now who offer their apartments or also the hotels, which have this mobility barrier-free offers. And now we are proud that we are the ones, the region is taking place for this great handbike battle. So more than 150 people take part. And as you have seen it, this is really emotional.
Yes, a great story behind it, and also, you as a region to be visionary. And as we have seen it in the video, the people, I guess, are really strong, because if you hand bike, it also goes into your muscles. So it seems like it's really hard and really interesting. And also, as we have seen it in the video, the Swiss track, Michaela, could you tell us what is the Swiss track?
The Swiss track is just an equipment which gives you a possibility to go up by a wheelchair. So you put it on this wheelchair. It's a technical device, and there's an e-motor in it, and then you can hike up normal ways to huts, or also if you want to make a trip just in the surrounding. You are independent, and it brings you somewhere where you want in the nature.
Sounds really great. And as you also mentioned it, I think the combination of sustainability and barrier-free are really, great and important aspects here in the Kaunertal Valley. As you have already mentioned, Michaela, thank you for your input and for all the information. So this was our input, and now we are looking if some questions have already come in so far.
Yes, they certainly come in, and I just want to encourage everybody who is participating at the moment to ask and continue to ask questions. But maybe to start with the first question now, we are currently all over Austria facing a revival of the so-called Sommerfrische, so short individual summer retreats in nature. Do you see here the potential also for the Kaunertal Valley, especially now in post-pandemic times?
Yeah, thank you for this question, because we saw it last summer as well. So there it started, because we have this great alpine distancing. It means that you have much more landscape for each person and each guest who will take part and will have a holiday here. And we have a nature, as I said, we have this nature reserve, so the nature park itself. So it's a qualified certificate we can offer now. And nature is the thing I think people will be searching more and more, and we offer it for sure.
That sounds very good, certainly. In the video, we saw many possibilities for barrier-free mobility in summer, actually. And you just shortly mentioned also the options in winter. Maybe you can also tell me how it's actually possible to have a winter holiday in a barrier-free way. So how can you imagine that to look like?
Yeah, first of all, you need a renter which is offering the barrier-free. So there are many hotels and apartment renters which offer it. And then you can book a skiing course. So the skiing instructors know how to behave with a barrier-free and handicapped people. So and then you get a monoski which you sit in, and then you can go down the normal slopes and go up by the gondolas. And the next offer we have, you can rent a sledge for cross skiing, which is also possible for handicapped people.
Sounds very good. Thank you for those explanations. Another question that we just received, you mentioned the CLAR. Could you tell us a bit more about what CLAR actually is and why did you receive the award, and how can tourists, when they go to Kaunertal, actually experience sustainability in your region?
The main reason for CLAR is the Clean Alpine Region is the translation. So it means that we try to offer and try to get better in the offer for sustainability. So we have, the main reason is to reduce the CO2 emissions. So as I said, for example, we try to help the renters that they find alternative in heating. We try to get better in the offer of mobility. So e-mobility will be a part of it. Then it's just the telling people what we are thinking for. So the inhabitants of Kaunertal, they want to keep the nature and they want to take part in it. They want to work in this nature and in this landscape. But the main reason is to have a livable habitat. And so the whole Clean Alpine Region is just a round thing around it that you have the how do I say, the responsibility for the ecological, for the economical, because people have to work in it as well, and for the social cultural part. And all together is Clean Alpine Region.
Thank you very much for that explanation. We just also received a question about the book that you mentioned that helps you a bit to discover the region. Can you maybe mention the name of the book and describe a little bit what it contains?
Yeah, the book is just here. Elena has it. It's called Wandern im Kaunertal. It's a German name. Genau mein Klima. So it's exactly my climate. This is the title of it. And the innovative thing is that we combined the normal description of a hiking tour. So there are more than 40 hiking tours in Kaunertal in it. But the combination where it takes part. So it's a difference if you be in the southern exponation part for a hiking tour in summer, or you are in autumn or in spring. So it would be better to be at the glacier, for example, in summer when it's very hot, but it would be nicer and easier and not so hot in the highest season if you are for example, in autumn or spring there. So it's first of all a book, because for us, it's important that people learn to read and you can show it to others and you can just read in it and get an impression. It's the one main thing. But we also wanted to be a little bit digital. So we tried to give a very understandable touring guide, which is connected at our homepage. And it's connected on the actual weather condition. So it's a forecast, for example, for the next 3 days. You say, I want to do a hiking trip just for 3 hours tomorrow. And then it says, okay, tomorrow it will be raining at 2 o'clock. Maybe you take this tour, then it will be okay for you. So it's just a helping thing.
Furthermore, you also mentioned that many initiatives in your region are actually grown bottom up, I would say. And there was this one man who started an initiative. Can you tell us his name and maybe also the hotel he's from?
Yeah, his name is Karl Hafele, and his hotel, it's called Weißseespitze. This is the same name as our queen of the mountains in the Kaunertal. It's the glacier itself. It's called Weißseespitze, and his hotel, it has the same name. And he's really a visionary because he didn't end with this part. He's always trying to find more trendy ways, and he's also a nature park partner. So he tries to combine also this sustainability in his hotel.
Maybe just because you mentioned now nature park partner, what are nature park partners?
These are special few hotels which wanted to be a partner. They called our CEO of the nature park and said, okay, we want to take part, and we want to create, as a hotel or an apartment house, a better way to be part of this nature park and to offer to the guests. So they are connected, or they try to find out along the SDGs, the global climate points. They make a process, and so they can get a certificate if they show that they are able and are willing to take this more sustainable way, and to offer to the guests this sustainable way of Kaunertal.
Great, thank you very much. Now, so focusing on the upcoming summer season, when does actually your summer season start? Or is there, for you personally, maybe, Michaela, the perfect month to visit Kaunertal? Or is there any season that you like most?
This is, for me, I'm not actually from the valley, but I learned to love it. So I would say, nearly every month has its special offers, and if you take the touring guide in summer or in the other seasons, it will help you to find something. But I would say, if you think about summer itself, for us it starts at the beginning of July, and then July, August, it's the high season, and then it would be really, really nice in autumn, because we have nearly this Indian autumn. So Indian summer, it's more autumn, but for the colors you see they are really, really, really special and beautiful.
I totally believe that. We all, or most of us actually know that with next week, international visitors are welcome once again in Austria. Now, especially when talking about visiting also the nature park house or the region itself, how can you imagine during pandemic times actually a visit at the Naturpark house? If you rent something or do something, are there group restrictions? How is it going to look like?
I mean, there are normal ways of behavior. You will see it also, and you can read it
on the Welcome.Tirol website as well. Yes.
So it's written on there. I mean, the normal definition as we have it in all states, it's the same. And we try to offer more secureness and testing offers as we could.
Yes, so as Michaela also mentioned, like the FFP2 mask are obligatory, and also to keep the 2 meters distance between each other are really important, as safety is our top priority. And if you wanted to get more detailed information, as already mentioned, you're welcome to visit our Welcome to our website.
Great, thank you very much. As sustainability is actually a huge topic in the Kaunertal, how can you reach the valley itself? How are the public transportation options? Can you tell us something about that?
You can reach it, for example, by train to the city Landeck. And there, from this train station, there will be a bus driving to the Kaunertal. And from there, we will have different shuttles, as I told you, for example, the shuttle to the Naturpark area, or also to the huts. We have shuttles, and you could decide just to stay at the bottom of the valley, and then you go for hiking. So you don't need mobility. It's just if you want it, you can take it as well.
Great, thank you very much. Already before we mentioned that the winter season, of course, is also very important for you. And although we are now at the start of the summer season, can you maybe give us some examples of what we can actually expect also in winter in the Kaunertal, and how does also sustainability, with a special focus also on the nature park, work during the winter?
So for us, the glacier and skiing itself is the main part, and skiing is sustainable because you are at the fresh air, and for you itself, for respiring, it's important, and you are in the nature. And our skiing areas try to perform their sustainability. For example, the new gondolas have the technical advices as a photovoltaic, that they have their own, how do I say?
Like systems,
light systems.
Introduced,
And for example, they try not to pollute, as to avoid the light pollution. This is the main topic we have, because we want to be a sky park as well. We are one of the darkest places in Austria, and so you can see the stars, so many stars. They tell us, the people who, they are experts, that they told us, you see stars you never see anywhere else. So also this skiing area tries to avoid light and tries to get better in the light pollution.
Great, thank you very much. Now, especially as you also mentioned the glacier, is it actually also possible to ski on the glacier during the summer month, or how is there the season and the opening times for glacier skiing?
Yeah, fortunately, the glacier will be opening on May of 15th, so next week they start again, and you have the possibility to ski till mid of June. Then for skiing, it will be closed in summer. There's only one glacier in Tirol which offers summer skiing, but we try to open in September. Then you can ski and begin to ski again.
Super. And I'm sure even when the glacier is closing again with June, there are many other things that you can do. Of course, hiking, I think it's an amazing area to go hiking actually, but are there also some other things that you can do, or is there something that you would certainly recommend people who go to Kaunertal, what they should not miss at all?
Yeah, what you should not miss is the nature park itself and the nature park house as well, where we are standing here, but also the glacier itself. It's not only for skiing. You can go up by a street up to 2,700 meters. So you are directly in the glacier area, and then you can go up with the gondola and be over 3,000 meters. So you have a great landscape and a panoramic view. So I think these are the main 2 points you don't ever miss when you have a holiday here in Kaunertal.
Obviously, it's rather of interest for our participants, everything with regards to barrier-free mobility. Is there, especially now, once again talking about the winter, are there also some kind of para-alpine skiing competitions organized, or is there any kind of event happening actually?
Actually, we had one in December. We had a para-alpine skiing European competition here. In December, in last December, and we try to have more here. So we had the World Para-Alpine Skiing competition, I think about 15 years ago, but it gets more and more interest. So as you see, also in summer, the handbike battle it's not more, I wouldn't say it's a competition. It's more a participation in this event, that you can see sport is helping you, although you have an accident.
We have another question that is once again related to the video we saw during your input. And I know you already mentioned it shortly, but maybe we can talk again about the little thing that we saw in front of the wheelchair. So how does it work? Can you rent it? Is it like an engine or some other device? Can you just once again give some explanations about that?
Yeah, it's called Swiss Track. It comes from Switzerland. They invented it, and you can rent it here in the nature park house, and also in the valley, in the hotel, the Weisseespitze, they have it. They give it their guests, and also in our tourism board, you can rent it. You just need a wheelchair, and then you put it in front of you, and then it has an engine inside, and it brings you definitely up to a hut if you want.
So actually everybody can reach the tops or the huts, and that's, I think, an amazing offer that we should all really be aware of. Once again, back to sustainability, can you maybe give us some insight of sustainable practices now, especially if it comes to hotels or restaurants? So how does the touristical infrastructure perform in a sustainable way?
Yeah, as I said, these skiing areas try to be more sustainable for building the photovoltaic devices, or for example, also the renters itself, they are putting more the photovoltaic on it, or changing the heating way. Then it's that we as a tourism board try to expand the offer in e-mobility. So for example, the e-shuttle, which brings you up to the nature park house this summer, is one main point of it, and the main one of the big step. And we want to go further. Maybe we offer car sharing and other possibilities that people just see and have holiday in an area, but emission free.
Maybe to come to one last question before that, I just want to mention quickly that we get several questions also about the restrictions about going to Austria at the moment. Just for all your information, there was a press conference taking place by the Austrian government yesterday, and we are right now really waiting for further input on how that all gonna looks like in practice. But we will certainly write all that down in a written follow-up, so you won't miss all the information, and we will take care of the question. But maybe now, as a last question, as the Kaunertal is a very barrier-free area region, I think that also counts for families if they have their trolleys with them and so on. So maybe one last question would be, what can families experience in the region? What is there for them to do, to see, or what would be your family recommendations?
A main recommendation would be the area around this nature park, because there's this beautiful landscape, and we have this nature reserve, Pillar Moor. There you can go inside of it also by a trolley. So there are this built Stege.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
like
sorry.
Bridges, yeah.
Yeah. And so you can go around and don't just that the nature is how do I say,
to get one
yeah,
with nature also?
Yeah, so
like...
get the one and did you see it? So this is beautiful for the kids itself. And then I would say going up to the glacier is for kids very impressive. And as I said, hiking up to the huts, it's easy, and kids will see the beautiful landscape. And there are different, I think all the offers we have, for example, for the handicapped people, are the same offers you can use for people with small kids and with trolleys.
Thank you very much. And I certainly believe that we received now lots of information and an amazing input about the region and what is actually possible there. So I want to thank you, Michaela and Elena, very much for the very amazing input and the great information. I want to thank all our participants for asking questions and being interested. Once again, we will answer all the questions also in a written form, so no information will be lost. But with that, I would say thank you very much for participating, for informing us, and I hope to see all of you soon again in Austria, in the Kaunertal. Thank you very much.